the massive fight would be Ilia versus Islam too.
Of course.
Yeah.
But Salim is obsessed with that fight.
Oh, really?
He's obsessed with it. And I tell him, I'm like, but they both got to win more fights in their division first, right? That's kind of how you do it, right? When it's like they both run through their division, and then it's like you're in the position where it's like, I got to make this. That's what happened with Volk Islam, right?
Well, the other thing is too is that Islam moves up, and obviously if Islam won the title, you immediately have a super fight with him and Ilia. So
Could that be,
I don't know.
Islam gets one victory, could this potentially happen?
You have to see. It's one thing to sit around. This is what the media always tries to do: sit around and talk about these fights before they happen, or hypothetically speaking. I don't like hypothetical. These are
in the high-stakes world of mixed martial arts. Rivalries and call-outs often shape the storylines fans remember long after the final bell. UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev has once again grabbed headlines by suggesting that Ilia Topuria, the newly crowned featherweight champion, could be his next target, but only after he takes care of business against Jack Della Maddalena. This isn't just another call-out, it underscores the UFC's growing trend of cross-division super fights, the pursuit of legacy-defining moments, and the bold personalities that drive the sport forward. Makhachev has already established himself as one of the most dominant forces in the UFC. Following in the footsteps of his mentor Khabib Nurmagomedov, he has transformed the lightweight division into his battleground, where few can truly compete. His suffocating grappling, evolving striking, and relentless pace make him one of the most complete fighters on the roster. With back-to-back victories over Alexander Volkanovski, including a stunning knockout that shocked fans and critics alike, Makhachev has cemented his place as the UFC's pound-for-pound number one. Now, the idea of a showdown with Topuria only adds more intrigue to his growing legacy. Leo, you want me to expand this into a full breakdown article, covering what's at stake for Makhachev, what Topuria brings to the table, and how JDM factors in, or keep it short and sharp like a fight news blurb?
И он наконец-то заткнулся и не говорил ничего о бойцах из Дагестана. Сам Макхачев чемпион. Как ты хочешь, все сделаем.
If Makhachev gets past JDM, it will reinforce the notion that his dominance isn't confined to the lightweight division. That win would open the door for a potential showdown with Ilia Topuria, one of the UFC's fastest rising stars. Topuria's meteoric rise has been fueled by his charisma, knockout power, and undefeated record, which have quickly made him a fan favorite. He shocked the MMA world when he dethroned Alexander Volkanovski to claim the featherweight crown, ending one of the most dominant reigns in UFC history. Brimming with confidence, Topuria has declared not only that he is a champion but also that he is the future face of the UFC. With razor-sharp striking, slick jiu-jitsu, and an unshakable belief in himself, he has positioned his name among the sport's most dangerous and marketable fighters. The clash between Makhachev and Topuria would not just be a champion versus champion battle, it would be a collision of legacies in the making, with massive implications for the pound-for-pound hierarchy. Want me to build this into a feature-length piece that sets up the narrative between Makhachev and Topuria like a UFC promo breakdown?
Fight at 77. To continue to gain the weight from now on is not necessarily the goal of mine. I mean, it might go up like 1 or 2 kgs in training still, but we've already done plenty of work during this camp with heavyweights to make sure to gain the...
Ilia Topuria has quickly established himself as one of the most dangerous fighters on the UFC roster, but Islam Makhachev has made it clear that stepping up to face him comes with serious risks. In a recent interview, Makhachev acknowledged Topuria's impressive rise but didn't shy away from issuing a stern warning: if he wants to fight me, he should be careful what he wishes for. He will regret stepping in the cage with me. This isn't empty trash talk, it's a statement of intent from a fighter who understands the stakes. Makhachev knows fans are hungry for champion versus champion clashes, and by addressing Topuria directly, he's fueling anticipation for a potential super fight. For Makhachev, it's not just about defending his place at the top of the lightweight division, it's about solidifying his pound-for-pound supremacy and leaving no doubt about his dominance across weight classes. Do you want me to merge this with your earlier drafts into a single flowing article that builds the hype around a potential Makhachev versus Topuria super fight?
Going back down to lightweight, because with everything you said, most likely cutting weight is going to be only harder, depending on how much weight I'll gain after the fight. So if I'm going to go up to 83 or 84, that's possible, but if I'll go up to 85, 86, then I'm not sure. It was never an easy thing to cut weight, so we'll have to sit down with the team and we'll have to figure out what the next move is.
By setting his sights on Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev isn't just chasing another fight, he's angling for a super fight worthy of headlining a blockbuster pay-per-view. The move also carries a psychological edge. By issuing a public warning, Makhachev is planting the seed that Topuria's perfect record may not hold up once tested against his suffocating grappling and versatile skill set. Makhachev's comments sent shockwaves through the MMA world. Some fans believe he may be taking on too much, targeting two elite threats back-to-back in Jack Della Maddalena and then Topuria. Others see it as further proof of his greatness, seeking out the toughest challenges rather than taking the safer path. Meanwhile, Topuria supporters counter with their own confidence. They argue that his youth, self-belief, and devastating combination of striking and jiu-jitsu make him uniquely equipped to rise to the challenge. To them, this isn't just another matchup, it's the chance for Topuria to shock the world once again and cement himself as the UFC's future.
Yeah.
United States of America.
Yeah.
Would
Because,
love it. We'll see what
but it's a
happens.
year away, right?
Year away.
That could be perfect timing for you in Islam, though. What weight would that go down at now?
Like, what do you mean? When might
What
it
weight?
happen?
What weight class? Yeah.
I don't care with him. I don't know.
He couldn't come back down to 155.
Once you try to go up, you never want to come back.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hell, right?
it's hell.
Yeah.
It's hell. I had to go through hell when I was cutting weight in 145. Now that I decide to stay in 155, it's like two different words. Have been able to enjoy the whole process.
And Topuria's knockout power could be exactly what's needed to dethrone Islam. Social media has been buzzing with debates, predictions, and dream matchups ever since talk of this fight surfaced. A showdown between Makhachev and Topuria is nothing short of a goldmine for the UFC. Both fighters bring massive international appeal, Makhachev representing Dagestan and carrying the legacy of Khabib Nurmagomedov, while Topuria represents Spain and Georgia with a fiery charisma that has already made him a global star. Their clash would not only pit two undefeated champions against each other but also showcase a stylistic contrast that fans love: Makhachev's relentless grappling and suffocating pressure versus Topuria's precision striking and knockout power.
He gotta beat like someone like P, you know, who can wrestle. He just had the easy fight on his career, you know. He beat legit fighters, but not on their time. If he met Volkanovski 4 years ago, Volkanovski just...
Islam Makhachev's recent comments about Ilia Topuria, coming even as he prepares for Jack Della Maddalena, are about much more than a simple call-out. They represent the UFC's growing appetite for cross-division superfights, the pursuit of legacy-defining moments, and the bold personalities that keep the sport buzzing. Makhachev has firmly established himself as one of the most dominant champions in MMA today. Following in the footsteps of his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, he has transformed the lightweight division into his personal battleground, where few opponents have found success. His suffocating grappling, sharp improvements in striking, and relentless pace make him one of the most complete fighters on the roster. His back-to-back victories over Alexander Volkanovski, including a stunning knockout that silenced doubters, cemented his position as the UFC's pound-for-pound #1. With his reputation at its peak, Makhachev is now targeting challenges beyond 155 pounds, signaling his intent to build a legacy that stretches across divisions. Ilia Topuria may be the name dominating headlines, but Islam Makhachev's first order of business is Jack Della Maddalena. Now firmly established as lightweight champion, Makhachev is looking beyond routine title defenses, his chasing challenges that elevate his legacy. Still, before entertaining a super fight with Topuria, he's made it clear that his immediate focus is on Della Maddalena, the surging Australian contender whose rise has captured plenty of attention.
What Ilia did a week ago, which is said I don't want to fight. And the greats always, they don't even know. You know that coaches will break him down. It's the same with technique. A coach will, wait, hey, he slips here before he throws hook. Chuck Liddell had a big thing. He blinked before he threw punches. Like, I'm just sharing, like, everybody has something that gets them going. Your job is to go find out what it is. But it's not any different in promotion. Ilia's first move